I want to ask you a question. Have you ever gone through a season where the losses just kept coming? One after the other, and just as soon as you felt like you were going to get some relief, here comes another one. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, you look up and you ask yourself a question. How am I still standing? I know that feeling well. My name is Vernita Bowe. I am a licensed and ordained minister. I am a transformational keynote speaker and workshop facilitator, and I am an author. But before any of those titles, I am a mother and a woman who has been through it. On June the 15th, 2018, I lost my firstborn son, Byron O'Neill Slade. Byron was full of life. He loved horticulture. He loved music. He danced. He played instruments in middle school. He marched in the marching band at T. Wingate Andrews High School. He marched in the marching band at North Carolina A&T State University. Byron loved music. He loved being outside among nature. As a matter of fact, he majored in horticulture education at North Carolina A&T State University. He was a kind young man, the kind of man that when he walked into a room, the room shifted. He carried a smile, he carried laughter, and he always had a joke or two when he walked into a room. And 3 days before my birthday, I lost my son. He and I was planning a birthday party for me. But instead, I found myself picking out the last suit he would ever wear and planning his funeral. And grief just didn't stop there. I went through a divorce after 22 years of a marriage that I should not have done in the first place. I lost 3 parents in less than a year. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, I had a near-death experience that stopped me cold and said, your life is not your own. And yet, here I am, not surviving, not just coping, transformed. And that's why I've dedicated my life to helping women understand that grief is not the end of their story. It is a journey. And on the other side of that journey, there is joy, not perceived joy, real joy, not a performance, not a mask, the kind of joy that only comes from walking through something impossible and finding God standing on the other side. My message is about transformation. It's about faith. It's about finding out that life happens, disruption happens, but it does not have to be the end of your story. It does not have to be where it all comes to an end. I have spent decades speaking on stages across churches, hospitals, colleges, nonprofits, and reentry programs. Anywhere a woman needs to hear that her pain is not wasted and her purpose is not over. And I don't come with theory, I come with a testimony and lived experience. And I believe that when your audience hears my story, not just what I lost, but what I have found on the other side, something is going to shift. If you have an audience of women who are ready and who are walking through grief, loss, and the kind of season where they can't see past tomorrow, I would be honored to sit across from you and your listeners and bring them a word. Because somebody listening right now needs to know it's not over. The joy is real, and it is gotten on the other side of their grief. My name is Reverend Vernita Bowe, and I will see you on the other side.